Hello everyone, this is Judith, Twin Flame Essentials with another video, and today I want to give you a short overview over the different stages of Twin Flame Union. What are those stages in my perspective, right? So you can come from various angles, but that's how I see it. And I just give you a short, try to make it short, short overview with the help of those cards and the dice, so that those are my reminders in relation to the things that I want to tell you. And it's also messages from Spirit. Those are the cards that came out, and I get additional information maybe. Yeah, so the first stage that we have here clarified with the dice is the bubble love phase, right? We've all experienced this. We've met our twin and we were on cloud 9, right? It's cloud 9. And we have like the rainbow is a big symbol for twin flames, right? The double rainbow. I saw a rainbow yesterday, and it's really amazing. Like all the people are drawn to this. They just stop doing whatever they do and they go and watch the rainbow, take pictures, and yeah, it's just something that catches our attention. And that's how it is with our twin flames. When we meet them, then we see beyond the veil. Really, we see something special is happening here. Something that has been hidden before is appearing all of a sudden, right? So all of a sudden, those brilliant bright colors, those flavors of life, this immense light, can be perceived by us in this stage. And it's also to me a sign of all the chakras being activated. We don't see the different colors here, unfortunately, but every color like is also connected to a chakra. So our chakras are activated and has to do with the Kundalini energy. Many of us experience this enormous rush of energy through our system, and this is like the activation. I always call it the activation, that you've been activated, right? Because some twin flames, they might meet even before in their lives, but they are not activated, where there comes a point in time when this activation happens and the energy flows, right? And this is really intense. It depends. For everyone, it is a little bit different. But most of us, we have experienced this very intensely, and yeah, and that's the initial sign, right? Those initial signs where we realize something, this is special, this is different than what we have experienced before. What is that? Then we begin to do research, right? And this is also the phase where both twins are equally drawn to each other and recognize the other as something special, just feel drawn to each other. A lot of chemistry, right? And yeah, everything is heightened and activated, and we cannot help being drawn to each other. So yeah, that's a bubble love phase, and that's different for each couple, how long this lasts. It's not uncommon that this phase is rather short, and then things begin to fall apart a little bit, right? And here this is for me is the second phase, and I call this phase walking on eggshells. So you already sense that your twin flame is drawing back a little bit, and you try to keep him in your field, right? So we have femme fatale to clarify this. And it's a lot about the erotic energy, because this bubble love phase, right, has stirred up a lot of energy in the lower chakras, and there is we are really attracted on all levels, but also sexually, to our twin flame. And this sexual, this chemistry, this intimacy is so dominant, we see with the red color here, that we tend to make it all about this intimacy, really, and we are drawn to our twin flame, and we want to experience this intimacy with him, and yeah, and that's where the walking on eggshells come in, and that's where our codependent parts show up, right? That we put the other person first, want to just try out what works, what doesn't work. and it's all about keeping this relationship going in one way or another. And the feedback that we want to have is usually that this person is drawn to us as much as we are drawn to the other one. And it's not that the other one is not drawn to us, but this person feels that something is off, right? So yeah, it could be, this can be different, of course, for every couple, where what the other twin is feeling, but usually it has to do a lot with fear. I don't want to go too much into detail with that. That's maybe for another video. But really, we are trying to keep the relationship going on this level of erotic energy, right? And yeah, and show our codependent parts are really highlighted very often without us noticing it, because this is part of the ego, right? Our ego. In fact, what happens is that we are trying to make this relationship going with the means of our ego, and this is not working, right? But we usually don't know yet about all the other things that are to discover along the way, because it's a soul's journey, and we already sense this in the beginning, but still the measures and the means come from a place of ego, because we just don't know anything else at that point in our journey. So yeah, in this phase, walking on eggshells, phases are blending, right? That's it might be that you go back a little bit to the bubble love phase, and then finally this doesn't work out, and you keep you're left walking on eggshells until then comes something, and that's for every couple, something significant happens where things are finally falling apart, and it's very clear that there is yeah, kind of breakdown of this connection, really, of this relationship. The connection never breaks down, but the relationship, something is happening. Either a twin moves away and or blocks the connection, or turns toward another partner, or yeah, puts an end to the connection in one way or another. So even if it's not a radical end, it could be a third-party situation where all of a sudden you find yourself confronted with another partner of your twin flame. You say, what the hell is going on, right? And those phases can blend, because even after this tower moment happening, you could still try to walk on eggshells in order to win back this bubble love phase. So we still believe we can go back to this, but we cannot go back to this unless we've completed the journey, which is a journey of healing. And so this is also different for every couple. It depends on what specific sign you need to realize that this is over, that this is over, that you have to move. You cannot move backwards, you have to move forward. It's like a birth, you know, when you're born, you can only move in one direction, you cannot go back. And that's the movement, in fact, with all of life, all of creation. It's one way. It's always moving and expanding and moving forward. It's never moving back, right? What has been created, that's in the past. You don't go back to that. But the veil, you had a glimpse through the veil, right? And you saw what you saw your true self. In fact, you saw your own light in the bubble phase in your counterpart and vice versa. So now this comes to an end, and you realize sooner or later that you cannot go back to phase one. And this realization that you cannot go back, but that you have to move on to phase four, this can take a time. Sometimes this walking on eggshells can take months, years, right? And also this tower phase, this breaking down, this separation, to me, this tower, that's stage 3, the separation, right? And also the dark night of the soul that comes with it. So, and this dark night of the soul, we want to avoid it, usually. We don't want to go there. And it depends on how stubborn we are. We can avoid this for quite some time and still try to win that person back, right? And we have not made the realization that our light really and this beautiful rainbow is within us. We still see this on the other side with this other person. We want to get through to this other person because in our perspective, this person holds all this light. So, and then sooner or later, we move on to stage 4. And of course, those stages are all blending. It's not so sharp. Can be sometimes, but doesn't have to be. Usually it's not. And we move on to discovering that we have to heal. So stage 4 is healing. And we have this card. It's I was a little bit surprised because this came out in one of the last videos. I have the ability to direct my own thoughts. So yeah, this is now talking about you and your ability, and this is like taking back your power, whereas here in all those other stages, you have given away your power to your twin flame, and that's what you were not maybe, but what the way you were going about life in general, right? To give away your power to other people. Now in stage 4, you realize that you're in control. You are the one who decides what you want, really. And of course, there are a lot of tools that you need to learn to gather, right? A lot of knowledge that you need to gather. And gathering this knowledge really is something that happens from day one almost, when you start researching what is happening to me here. And then you've already gained a lot of knowledge up to this point where you then really decide to go for your healing and really take on your power and do the healing, right? That's also a journey to take. But then once you are there, you will, for example, never go back to this stage of walking on eggshells, right? You would just not do that. And with doing the healing, you will then also come to the realization that this experience of separation that you have made is not real, because you discover that you are one with all of creation. So yeah, and that's one of the more final stages of healing, is that when you come to this deep realization that you are in fact not separate, that you are not separate. So there is no separation, not from your twin and not from anything else. And then that's a sign that you are like close to completing the healing and close to coming into union with your twin flame, right? And it has to do with your abilities. It's also the awakening of your gifts, whether this is clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, or whatever it is. And this stage has also a lot to do with finding your mission, because all of a sudden you will have the focus not so much on your divine counterpart, but more on yourself. And you will discover a whole universe, right? A whole universe of gifts, of relationships, maybe even, although it's very common that we go through this phase in a kind of solitude, right? Because we need the time and the focus for ourselves. So, but this is all about you, right? Taking on your power, and you live in a whole different universe when you are in this stage, and it's very fulfilling, right? It becomes more and more fulfilling and more joyful, right? Until then, when you like have discovered your true self and know that you are one with all and everything, and you are healed, then there is a transition in stage 5, the final stage for me now, for this video, and this is union. And when it comes to union, then we surrender the results to the divine, because we know that we receive just the things that are a match for us, right? And we will be fulfilled with that. So we know that no matter what, no matter how it turns out, it will be like the most fulfilling thing, that it's the mirroring of our pure light. And the mirror of our pure light feels good. That's all there. That's how we recognize it, right? So this we absolutely know that that this is the fulfillment that we are receiving. It feels good, right? So, and whether it is our twin or whether it is someone else, sometimes we can be deluded and the other person is maybe not our true twin flame. It will turn out here, right? Who it is. And even if we have to stay alone, it will be blissful, because we should not forget that sometimes our twins also pass away, right? I don't want to scare you, but there are like people who are older, and yeah, it's different for everyone, right? But the thing that we will experience here is blissful and fulfilling. And when we meet challenges, we go very different about those challenges in life then. Because being in union does not mean that there are no challenges, right? I think among all my cards, it was difficult for Spirit to choose an appropriate card for union, but I think Spirit did a very good job with this one. It says children. I translate it for you. Children have an impact on your love life. You might know this card, right, from the Romance Angel cards oracle deck. Why is it so perfect? Because we have the dogs here. I don't know if you can see that. They are like, they have a golden chain between them. So to me, those are the twins, really. Those are the twin flames. This is a twin flame couple here. And they have created a baby. Look at this beautiful twin flame puppy. So the final stage, or not final, because of course I also work with twin flame couples and they have challenges too. So the journey goes on and on, right? Never stops. But now union is a goal for many of us, to be in union. And now when we are in union, we are co-creating with the divine. This is Father, Mother, God to me, right? This is the divine, and this is the twin flame couple, and we are creating together with the divine. And we are very aware that we are doing this. So yeah, this is union to me, and that's this beautiful journey to it's also about childlike innocence, of course. It's being in sync with creation, in alignment with the divine, and in alignment with creation. And that's, of course, the more twin flames are connecting, and the more people are on this journey, the better outcomes we create for everyone, really, right? Because it's so contagious. Light is so contagious, as we learned in stage 1, right? It was contagious, and so we are contagious to each and every one in this world. And things, it's like a ripple effect, right? You have to be aware of that this is something important. And so no wonder that some people are beginning to attack twin flames right now. Why? Because they are really powerful, right? So yeah, this is my perspective on the different stages of twin flame union. I very much hope that this is helpful. If you have any questions or comments, put them below. I really appreciate. And yeah, if you want to work with me, you find my email address, get in touch. I'll send you my offers. And I've also created a free webinar for you. And you find the link also in the description box below. You can subscribe and I will send that webinar to you. Yeah, have a beautiful day. As always, take care. And I see you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.